Hello friends, today we will talk about the chapter 2 of A.C. Verma's book The Concepts of Physics 1. It mainly deals with physics and mathematics and which basically mostly comprises of the topic vector. So let's start with the exercises and their solutions. So number 1 is the question is a vector A makes an angle 20 degree and B makes an angle 110 degree with the x-axis. The magnitudes of the three vectors the magnitudes of these vectors are 3 meter and 4 meter respectively, as you can see in this figure. Find the resultant, that is the resultant means the algebraic sum of a vector plus b vector, and remember the algebra is vector algebra. So as shown in the figure, you can see that the angle which is theta between which is the angle between A and B is 110 minus 20 degree, which is equal to 90 degree, and given that is mod of A, that is the magnitude of A is 3 meter denoted by A, and B is equal to 4 meter. Therefore the magnitude of resultant is equal to root over a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Calculating, we find that it is root over 25 meter is equal to 5 meter. It is the answer, but it is magnitude of the resultant. Now to find the direction, we say that B is the angle between R and A. Therefore B equals to tan inverse B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta, as you know from the formula of getting the resultant vector's magnitude from the chapter vector. And here B is equal to 4, theta is equal to 90 degree, and A is equal to 3. Putting these values, we get tan inverse 4 by 3, and calculating, we get it is equal to 53 degree. Therefore R, that is the resultant vector, makes an angle 53 degree with A, with the vector A. Now the vector A makes an angle 22 degree with the x-axis. Therefore the resultant vector makes an angle 53 degree plus 20 degree, that is equal to 73 degree with x-axis. So this is the direction. Now the solution is complete. Now we go to the question number 2, which is similar to question number 1 and more easier than the previous one. Here it says, let A and B be the two vectors of magnitude 10 unit each. If they are inclined to x-axis at angles 30 degree and 60 degree respectively, find resultant. And here is a schematic diagram. Now angle between A and B, that is theta, is equal to 60 degree minus 30 degree is equal to 30 degree here. Now A is equal to B is equal to 10 unit in this case. Therefore resultant R is equal to root over 10 square plus 10 square plus 2 into 10 into 10 cos 30 degree. Now cos 30 degree is equal to root over 3 by 2. So it becomes root over 100 plus 100 plus 200 into root over 3 by 2 unit. Thereby we get R is equal to 10 root over 2 plus root 3 unit. Calculating, we get is equal to 19.3 unit. Now for the direction, again just like the previous one, let beta be the angle between R and A. Therefore beta is equal to tan inverse 10 sin 30 degree plus, divided by 10 plus 10 cos 30 degree. Calculating, we get beta is equal to 15 degree. Therefore, resultant vector R makes an angle 15 degree plus 30 degree. Since the vector A makes an angle 30 degree with the x-axis, therefore we have to add 30 degree more with 15 degree. So it becomes 45 degree angle with x-axis. Now number 3 is an interesting case. Here 3 vectors are given and we are told to add these vectors A, B and C, each having magnitude of 100 unit and inclined to x-axis at angles 45 degree, 135 degree and 315 degree respectively. Here is a small figure where we would break each of these vectors into two components. So one is x component, another is y component. It may be along positive or negative x-axis, or maybe along positive or negative y-axis respectively. Now x component, talking about x component, ax is equal to mod a cos 45 degree is equal to 100 root 2, 100 divided by root 2 unit. Bx is equal to minus 100 by root 2 unit. Minus sign, that is the negative sign, comes because it is along negative x axis. And Cx is equal to 100 by root 2 unit. You can take a screenshot. You may take a screenshot of this thing, of the total calculation. Therefore, Rx, that is the component of the resultant vector along x-axis, calculating, we get 100 by root 2 unit, which is equal to 50 root 2 unit. Similarly, talking about y components, that is ay, by, cy, we get these things. Here cy is along negative y-axis, negative direction of y-axis. Therefore, it has a negative sign before numerical value. You can just take a screenshot. It's just simple calculation. Therefore, ry, that is the resultant vectors y component, ry is equal to ay plus by plus cy is equal to 100 by root 2 plus 100 by root 2 minus 100 by root 2 unit. Calculating, we get is equal to 50 root 2 unit. Therefore, resultant R, as we know, equal to root over rx square plus ry square is equal to root over 50 root 2 whole square plus 50 root 2 whole square. Calculating, we get R is equal to 100 unit. As for magnitude, this is magnitude. Now, let the vector R makes an angle alpha with the x-axis, that is the positive direction. Therefore, tan alpha is equal to ry by rx is equal to 50 root 2 by 50 root 2 is equal to 1. Therefore, alpha is equal to tan inverse 1. So, alpha is equal to 45 degree. Therefore, the answer is the resultant is equal to 100 unit at 45 degree of angles with x-axis. Question number 4 says, let A is equal to 4i plus 3j and B is equal to 3i plus 4j. Find magnitudes of A and B and A plus AB, A minus A, A plus B, A minus B. These are very simple. So magnitude of A is equal to root over 4 square plus 3 square. This is 4, this is 3. Is equal to root over 16 plus 9 is equal to root over 25 is equal to 5 and some unit if it has any. Similarly, magnitude of B is equal to root over 3 square plus 4 square, root over 3 square plus 4 square is equal to root over 9 plus 16 is equal to 5. Now, A plus B, here we have to, before deriving its magnitude, we have to add it. And the add will be a vector sum. So a plus b is equal to 4i plus 3j plus 3i plus 4j. So from the common components of I cap is 4 and 3. So 4i plus 3i plus similarly 3j plus 4j is equal to 7i plus 7j. Therefore magnitude as before is equal to root over 7 square plus 7 square is equal to root over 49 plus 49 is equal to root over 49 into 2 is equal to 7 root 2. This is the answer. And for a minus b is equal to 4i plus 3j minus 3i plus 4j in bracket is equal to 4i minus 3i plus 3j minus 4j is equal to I minus j. Therefore its magnitude is mod a minus b is equal to root over 1 the square 1 its square plus minus 1 its whole square is equal to root over 1 plus 1 is equal to root 2. This is the answer. So thank you. These are all for today. If you like it, kindly give it a thumbs up, share to your friends, and thank you. And let's give some appreciation so that I feel interested in doing more of these videos.